Welcome to the deep dive. So today we're looking at day 317. We're pretty deep into the year now.
Yeah, past the halfway mark, definitely into that phase where it's less about starting things and more about, keeping them going, sustained effort.
Exactly. And that kind of flows perfectly into our topic today, the architecture of self-mastery.
Sounds grand.
It is actually. We've pulled together some really interesting stuff, management theory, philosophy, personal ethics, a whole constellation of wisdom, really,
Okay.
all focused on control, goals, and persistence. The big idea, our mission here, is to figure out how that internal self-control can, well, liberate us.
Liberate us from external stuff, environments, demands.
Right. How controlling ourselves stops us from being controlled, and how that fuels, self-perfection.
Okay, I like it. But we need to start with that word, control. It's tricky.
Tricky how?
Well, Peter Drucker, the management guy, he really nailed this. He said the word itself is super ambiguous. It causes a lot of confusion.
Right. I guess when most people hear control,
Yeah.
they think, top down, someone telling someone else what to do. A boss.
Exactly. That's one meaning. Control is domination. One person basically making another person do something.
Uh-huh.
And Drucker argued that if that's what management is about, or coaching, or even self-help, it just defeats the whole purpose.
Why? Because it just breeds resentment.
Yeah.
Compliance.
Yeah, you get compliance, maybe,
Yeah.
but it's brittle. You don't actually create value or potential by dominating people. You just kind of squash it.
Okay, so that's the bad control. What's the other meaning?
The other meaning, the really powerful one, is control as self-governance.
Ah.
Being able to direct yourself, manage your own work, hold yourself to a standard you've set or agreed to.
And that's the key distinction for our deep dive today, isn't it?
Absolutely. Because when control comes from within, when it's self-directed, that's where you get genuine motivation.
Right, not just doing enough to get by.
Exactly. You aim higher, you see a bigger picture for yourself, because the drive is yours. It's desire, not coercion. And actually, this is why management by objectives, MBO, became a thing.
MBO. Sounds a bit corporate, maybe. How does that fit with personal freedom?
Well, yeah, it came from the corporate world, but think about the core idea. MBO is really about autonomy within a structure.
Okay.
You agree on the objectives, clear ethical goals, but how you get there, that's largely up to you, the manager, or, you in your own life.
So you're setting the destination together, but you're piloting the ship.
Precisely. You're substituting management by self-control for management by domination. And that kind of control directed towards a goal you buy into, that's freedom. That's liberation.
Okay, that makes sense. So self-control through clear objectives is like the foundation. What's the next piece of the architecture? It has to be the goal itself, right?
Right, and how you approach it. Bob Rotella, the sports psychologist, has this interesting take.
Oh, yeah.
He says, to really achieve something big, you first have to develop this deep belief. Like, you have to believe you're almost destined to get there.
Destined. Wow, that sounds intense.
It is. But he argues that's what creates that powerful, authentic motivation we were just talking about. It moves you past just ticking boxes.
But then you bring in someone like Bruce Lee.
Ah, yes. The counterpoint. Lee says, a goal is not always meant to be reached.
Wait, hold on.
It often serves simply as something to aim at.
So Rotella says be destined. Lee says maybe you won't even reach it. How do those fit together? That sounds like a flat-out contradiction.
It does sound like it, yeah. But it's more like a paradox, a necessary tension.
Okay, unpack that. How does it resolve?
It resolves when you understand what the goal is really for. Its main job isn't always just to be ticked off a list.
It's a catalyst.
Exactly. It's a catalyst for your transformation. Think about it. You set a huge, ambitious goal. Maybe things outside your control mean you don't hit that exact target.
Okay, yeah, that happens.
But think about who you had to become to even try. The discipline you built, the focus, the skills you learned, that growth, that change in you, that's the real prize.
Ah, I see. So the goal is like the weight you lift.
Yeah.
Lifting it makes you stronger, even if you don't win the competition.
Perfect analogy. The archer aiming for the bullseye isn't just about hitting it. It's about developing the steady hand, the calm breath, the focused eye. That development happens during the aiming.
Right. It's happening now.
Which leads beautifully to Gandhi. He said, satisfaction lies in the effort, not in the attainment.
Full effort is full victory.
Yeah, I know
that's
badly. The victory isn't some future event. It's right here, right now, and the quality of how you're striving. You earn it today.
Okay, so if we find that satisfaction in the effort now, How do we keep pushing? How do we maintain the drive to improve? Doesn't satisfaction kind of kill the drive?
That's where the next crucial piece comes in. The necessity of, well, dissatisfaction.
Dissatisfaction, but you just said find satisfaction in the effort.
I know. Another paradox, right? But it's a different kind of dissatisfaction. Think about Tolstoy or Kant. They insisted self-perfection should be our main goal.
Make yourself better.
Yeah, and there's that Chinese wisdom, too. Focus only on getting better. Don't even think about whether people praise you for it. It's purely internal.
Okay, an internal contract for improvement, but link it back if I'm following Gandhi and feeling good about today's effort.
Mm-hmm.
How does Tolstoy's idea fit? He warned, if you are truthful to yourself, you will never be satisfied with yourself. Seems conflicting.
It does, but they reconcile beautifully. The satisfaction Gandhi means is that deep inner peace, knowing you gave it your absolute all today. Nothing left on the field.
Okay, peace with the effort.
The dissatisfaction Tolstoy means isn't beating yourself up. It's not ego saying I'm not good enough. It's the creative dissatisfaction of the intellect.
Creative dissatisfaction. Explain that.
It's seeing the gap between your highest vision for your work or yourself and where you actually are right now. Like a master artist finishing a painting. They might feel satisfied with the work they put in, the focus, but they immediately see, 3 things they could do better on the next one.
So it's not about wanting more applause or status.
No, not at all. It's wanting to get closer to that internal ideal. It's the engine for improvement, not the whip for failure.
Okay, that makes a huge difference. It fuels the work rather than punishing you for not being perfect yet.
Precisely. Beginners focus on just getting it done. People focused on self-perfection. They focus on improving the process while they work.
Got it. And the sources talk about movement here, right? Looking forward versus looking back.
Yeah, there's this idea that people who are actively perfecting themselves, always moving forward, they're looking ahead, focused on closing that gap we just talked about.
And the ones who've stopped.
They're the ones looking back, resting on laurels, talking about past glories. They've stopped moving.
There's that image from the Dhammapada.
Right. Moving from bad deeds to good enlightens the world like the moon coming out from behind clouds. It's this constant forward motion, needs energy.
And applying that energy, that focus consistently over time, despite bumps in the road. That's persistence, isn't it?
That's persistence. We defined it pretty simply. Progressing steadfastly, firmly, toward your purpose, even when things get tough. Obstacles, opposition, whatever.
So persistence is like taking that self-control we started with
Yeah.
and stretching it out, making it last.
Exactly. It's self-control playing the long game. It holds the whole structure together, the belief Rotella talked about, the satisfaction and effort from Gandhi, that creative dissatisfaction engine from Tolstoy.
Without persistence, it's just nice ideas.
Just talk. Exactly.
Okay, focusing so hard internally on self-perfection, couldn't that make you kind of isolated or even narcissistic?
That's a really important point, and the sources definitely address it. Einstein's observation comes to mind, that we humans are, at the same time, solitary beings and social beings.
Right.
We live in both worlds.
So our personal architecture, our self-mastery, has to work in both contexts.
It has to. You can't just withdraw into perfecting yourself and ignore the world. That self-improvement needs to show up in how you interact with others.
How? What connects the internal work to the external world?
One key element is gentleness. J.S. Park puts it so well. Life is precious and it's as fast as a spoken word, so be gentle.
Gentleness. That feels almost counterintuitive to persistence.
Yeah.
Doesn't persistence need grit, toughness?
It needs strength, for sure, but gentleness is like refined strength. Strength applied with wisdom and care.
Explain that more.
Well, think about it. Persistence without gentleness can just become this brutal grind. You burn yourself out, you burn out people around you. It's harsh. Gentleness stops your drive for perfection from turning into domination or judgment of others, or even harsh judgment of yourself. It's the difference between, a sledgehammer and a scalpel. Both are strong tools, but one is used with precision.
I like that. Precision and care. Okay, so you're persisting, gently but firmly. What about the inevitable pushback? Criticism, opposition?
Yeah. That's where Les Snead's idea comes in. Very practical.
The football GM. What's his take?
He says basically, when you know what you're doing, you have to let your confidence double as armor against criticism and complaints.
Competence as armor.
Yeah.
Interesting. So if you're genuinely focused on the quality of the effort, like Gandhi said,
Yeah.
and you're constantly improving the process, like Tolstoy urged,
Right.
then the actual quality of your work becomes its own defense. It filters out the noise.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Your results, the quality itself, speaks for you. It deflects unproductive attacks. Not all criticism, maybe, but the noise.
And that competence, that focus on quality, should also shape how we interact when we try to help others.
Absolutely. Ties back to Drucker and avoiding domination. Galileo had a great line here.
What does he say?
You cannot teach a man anything, you can only help him find it within himself.
Wow. That closes the circle perfectly, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Helping someone find their own truth within themselves.
Yeah.
That's the polar opposite of forcing your ideas onto them.
It respects their autonomy. It respects their need for self-control, their own journey. You're not building their house for them. You're maybe handing them some tools, showing them possibilities so they can be their own architect.
Which loops us right back to the core choice we all face, constantly. Wayne Dyer's teaching kept coming up in the sources.
Yeah, it's fundamental. He said, in every moment of life, you have a choice. You can either be a host to God or you can be a slave to your ego.
Host to God meaning aligned with higher purpose, self-direction.
Exactly. Finding freedom in service, in pursuing your internal values. The ego, on the other hand.
The ego wants the external stuff. Praise, status, control over others.
Right. It makes you a slave to what other people think. The ego looks back, needs achievements to feel good. The host finds satisfaction in the effort now, like Gandhi said.
Okay, so how do we make this real? Not just philosophy, but practice. The sources had some tangible ways to integrate this, right?
They did. One was a really simple structure, like a 6-word memoir, defining what integrated flourishing looks like. Not just concepts, but active states.
Which were?
Lived, strong, happy, calm, humble, well.
Okay, lived, strong, happy, calm, humble, well. And these aren't just passive states.
No, they're the results of applying this architecture. Calm isn't just luck, it's the outcome of self-governance when things get stressful. Humble comes from focusing on your own improvement, not needing external praise. They ground it all in daily reality.
And there was a physical grounding, too. The health haiku.
Yeah, applying this awareness to body and mind. Simple stuff, but powerful. Breath, exhale, repeat. That's for presence, right? Being here now.
Makes sense.
Then strength, move well, often, enough. Sustainable discipline for the body, not burnout.
Okay.
And grace. Play, laugh, be kind. That brings in the joy, the gentleness, preventing that brutal grind we talked about.
Right.
Keeps the humanity in the persistence.
Right. So if you're aiming for these states, choosing the host path,
Mm-hmm.
you're actively building your own structure.
You are. And if you're not, well, Farrah Gray put the alternative very bluntly.
What did he say?
Build your own dreams or someone will hire you to build theirs.
Oof, stark.
It is. But it highlights the choice. It demands you take ownership. Use that self-control over your energy, your focus, your time.
Okay, so the final synthesis then, the big takeaway for you, the listener.
It seems to be this. Real freedom isn't about having no constraints. Life always throws things at us, right?
Always.
The real freedom is the freedom to choose our constraints wisely.
Choose our disciplines, our
Yeah.
boundaries.
Yeah. We select the rules, the ethical lines, the internal goals that align with our deepest values. We choose those instead of just reacting and being pushed around by circumstances or what others demand or what our own ego craves in the moment.
Choosing our chains, in a way, to achieve a higher freedom.
That's a good way to put it.
Wow, okay, what a build. We started with Drucker, separating self-control from domination.
Right. Control as liberation.
Then moved through Lee and Gandhi, finding satisfaction in the effort toward a goal, even if the goal itself is just a target to aim at.
The transformation being the real point.
Fueled by that creative dissatisfaction, the engine pushing us forward, not beating us down.
Yeah, the gap between vision and reality.
And finally, holding it all together with persistence, but persistence infused with competence and that crucial gentleness.
Yeah.
Being the architect of your own dream. Choosing the host path.
It all ties together. So we've seen that the real work, the self-perfection, should happen without worrying about external praise, right? Chinese wisdom. And success is measured internally by the quality of the effort. Gandhi again.
Right.
So if you're really trying to build your own dreams, like Farrah Gray said, and be that host to your higher purpose that Dyer talked about, here's something to chew on.
Okay, let's hear it.
What specific sign, what piece of evidence, totally internal, nothing external like a promotion or someone saying, good job, could you look for in your own actions, or even just your thoughts today, that tells you, okay, in that moment, I chose my deeper values over the quick fix my ego wanted. How do you know, just for yourself, that you picked the host path right then?